All right. Over the weekend, I redid some of the interior of my house. What's that telling you guys? I read inside. Okay. So anytime I hear the word interior, as far as these types of angles are concerned, you know, if I see the word interior in any of them, I'm talking about the inside of the two lines, M and N. Okay. If I didn't do the interior, I must have been outside and did the exterior. So anytime I see the word exterior in any of these angles, I know they have to be located somewhere outside. Okay, perfect. Now you will also start seeing same side and alternate. Okay, what is that referring to? Well, that is referring to this type of line here we're going to call a transversal, which in our case is line P. That is the line that cuts the other two or intersects the other two. Okay, the other two lines. So alternate would mean on the opposite side of your transversal. Same side would mean on the same side of the transversal. Okay, so I'm going to start calling on people here. Can you, out of these 8 angles, can you name 2 that are alternate interior? So the interior, you know where they are, and what's the alternate telling you? Opposite sides of the transversal. So can you give me angle this and angle this are alternate interior angles? So 1, 2, 7, and 8 shouldn't come out of your mouth because those are exterior. I'm talking 3, 4, 5, 6. Out of those 4, give me 2 that are alternate interior. Here we go, 14. 2 that are alternate interior in your mind. 4 and 3. Okay, it fits the description, right? But not alternate interior. Here's why. We actually already have a name for those. What do we have for that name for 3 and 4 from the last 2 units? Linear pairs. So give me another that are, say, alternate sides of the transversal, but still interior. Done. 3 and 6. Perfect. 3 and angle 6. If you didn't want to give me those, is there another pair up there? 3 and 6, and also 4 and 5. So everyone good? Alternate interior. Go alternate exterior now for the next one. Give me a pair of angles that I would consider alternate exterior. Here you go, 20, alternate exterior. 2 and 7, I like it. And if you didn't want to give me those, what's the other pair? 2 and 7 and 8 and 1. Perfect. All right, now we get a little hiccup here, corresponding. I don't see the word alternate. I don't see same side. I don't see exterior or interior. Corresponding. Ready? Everyone see the 4 angles on top that were created. Slide it down to the 4 angles on the bottom that were created. Which ones correspond with each other? Which ones match right up with each other? All right, so 1, 2, 3, and 4, slide them down. Which ones match up or correspond with each other? Just give me one pair that match up. 30. 2, 5 are corresponding. Anybody give me another pair, just so I know we're good to go. I got 2 and 5. 15, got another pair? Perfect, 7 and 4. Thank you. Same side, interior now. Notice the names. Same side of the transversal, interior, inside. What do you got for me? 2 angles that would be same side, interior. 16? 3 and 5. I could also say 4 and 6. Same side, exterior now. Same side, exterior. A pair of angles that would qualify as same side, exterior. Hey, 3. 2 and 8. I like it. Or we could have went on the other side and said 1 and 7. And I'm throwing all these new types of angles at you. Don't forget about what we've gone over already. Give me a pair of verticals. They're still in the play here. Don't forget about them. 18, give me a pair of verticals. 2 and 4, done. We could have did a lot more, but we'll just take 2 and 4 for now. Okay. Everyone feel pretty comfortable identifying them? Okay, because there's some magic that's about to happen. These lines, M and N, are now about to become parallel to each other. Parallel. First thing we got to discuss, I think we went over this in Unit 1. Symbol for parallel? I know we went over perpendicular. Pretty sure we went over parallel. Because nobody wants to write the word parallel every single time. Do we have a big boy word for going like this? And a little bit more mathematical. It starts with a V, ends in vertical. Good, vertical. Yep. Yep. Parallel. Good. I don't want to have to write the word parallel every time, so that's how we can shorten it. Now, probably something new. Anybody know what markings I can put on a diagram that says the lines are parallel? Like we have hash marks for congruent, arc marks for congruent angles. Anybody ever see what you can put on lines that says they're parallel? Oh, something new, huh? Arrows. I don't know if you've ever seen these, but you will now. That says the lines are parallel. Okay, that tells me the lines are parallel. Okay? Now the magic happens. All right, now the magic happens. Hey! All these different types of angles we just listed, they become congruent or they become supplementary. Just by knowing now the lines are what? Parallel. Those alternate interior angles we talked about are now congruent to each other. Okay? So somebody name a pair of congruent alternate interior angles up here now. Give me a pair of alternate interior. 13, alternate interior. 3 and 6, they look on the same side. 3 and 5. So now, 3 and 5, they're not just alternate interior, they're now congruent. And I want to stop right there to make a huge point. Were these alternate interior angles congruent on this one here? No, no. All they were alternate interior. What makes them congruent? When the lines become parallel. If they're not parallel, I know nothing about them other than the names of them. Good? All right. What happens to those corresponding angles? They now become congruent. So that four pack of angles on top, slide it down. Give me a pair of congruent corresponding angles now. Woo! 9, 2 and 5. Slide them down. 2 and 6 are now congruent. The alternate exteriors. Alternate exteriors are now congruent. So give me a pair of alternate exterior angles on my diagram. 20, pair of alternate exterior. Good. 1 and 7 are now congruent. Geez, guys, it just looks like all 8 angles are going to be congruent. No. They're not all congruent. As we approach the next one, same side interior. Let me say that again. Same side interior. They are not congruent now. They are, which means they're going to add to how many degrees? So somebody give me 2 angles right now that are same side that we can say add up to 180. Oh, 26? Nope. How about 7? Okay, those are linear pairs. They add up to 180, I agree, but they're not the same side interior angles I'm looking for. Same side interior. 4, so angle 4 plus angle 5 equals 180 now. They are not congruent. They add to 180. So are 3 and 6. They add to 180. And the final type that are supplementary, same side exterior. Same side exterior. So give me another pair that should add up to 180. 25, nope. 25, do we have a 25? No? Didn't think so. Great job. How about an 11? Same side exteriors. Angle 2, perfect, thank you. Plus angle 7 is equal to 180. Okay, we got a lot of facts to remember. A lot of facts. Questions from you guys here before we start raking some algebra in. Calculators out if you have one on you. Okay, first one up. Basic. Basic one here. Find angles 1 and 2. Justify. Here we go. Let's start with angle 1. I could start with angle 2 as well. It doesn't matter. We don't have to go in order, but I'll start with angle 1. Find angle 1. And most of you could have found angle 1 hopefully yesterday on the test. All right? You don't need anything to know about parallel lines to find angle 1. All right, so thought process on finding angle 1. Here we go, a little help from number 5. Angle 1. Supplementary, so it's going to be 100N. Okay, I was asking. Okay, it did say justify. How do I know they're supplementary? Because they're what? Okay, so I would write as my justification, linear pairs are supplementary. Perfect, that's 105. Okay, now we could go a lot of different places to find angle 2. And everyone see the markings on the diagram. What do I know about the lines? Parallel, do you see any special angles that we've just talked about? Because there's actually a couple, there's a couple up here. There's a couple. I'm just going to ask somebody for one of them, though. Okay, there's a couple here, how I could find angle 2. 17, I'll let you take over. Any special types of angles with the 75 and 2 or maybe 105 and 2? Which ones? Because you're correct. 2 and 75. Everyone agree? Okay, so now I got to go back to my facts. I've identified their corresponding. What do I know about 2 corresponding angles if the lines are parallel? They're congruent. So angle 2 will also be 75. Now let's talk about our justification, because I'm going to need you to get specific. What we write here today will be the reasons column of our proof tomorrow. What did I give you right from on the diagram? What did I give you about those lines? So that's how I'm going to start this justification off. Parallel lines. And then I'm going to do a little arrow to the right, which means implies, yes? So parallel lines imply. What type of angle do you have, Eric? Corresponding angles are what? What's the fact if the lines are parallel? The corresponding angles are congruent. And this is exactly what I'm going to expect in your reasons column when we start doing proofs again tomorrow. So parallel lines imply corresponding angles are congruent. Did anybody, well, actually, I don't care if did anybody, I'm going to ask you, what's the relationship between the 105 and the 2? So, between the 105 and the 2. What type of angles are those? 105 and the 2. 30. Okay, same side interior, and what's the fact I know about them? They're not congruent? Supplementary. So if you did it that way, my justification would be parallel lines imply what type of angles? Oh, name these types of angles here. What did you call them? What? Same? No, you just had it. 105 and 2 are what types of angles? I know they're supplementary, but why? Because they're what type of angles? Same side interior angles are supplementary. That's what I would write for my justification. Questions? Now here's the problem. All of us love those diagrams in number 1. Those are easy. When I break it up into 8 angles, oh, that's perfect. We can deal with those for days. Then we have an issue with 2. That doesn't look like the diagrams I like. All right, I don't care. Number 1. And what do I still know about the lines? Okay, if you don't like these diagrams, make it look like this one then. Make it look like this one. Watch. Okay, here are my parallel lines. I can always extend them. And then, hey, what are those other 2 lines I didn't highlight acting as? What are those? Like, what's this right here? What do we call that one? That's a transversal. And if I drew, I'm not going to do it yet, but if I drew this line in, that's also a. Okay. Now, hopefully, this helps you tell me what type of angles 2x and the 90 are. Where are they? Inside or outside? They're inside. Same side or opposite sides of the transversal? Okay, so they're same side. Interior, I think in my head, what do I know? Are they congruent or are they supplementary? Same side interior. They are supplementary, so I can set up the equation 2x plus, what's the other? 90 equal to 180, because they're same side interior. So make it look like that diagram above. You don't have to, but it may be helpful for some of you to draw the parallel lines with the transversal in. And then whenever you're ready, let me know the value of x. 14, value of x when you're ready. I don't know where, what is it? 45, good. It did say justify, so here we go. What were you given again? Hi. On the printer. What's the deal? You guys can't come after school?
I can't have work.
Okay. Parallel lines imply, and I need it back by tomorrow.
Okay.
Parallel lines imply, what type of angles did you have? Same side. Interior angles.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm doing a lot of implies here, huh? I'm rattled. Are what? Same side interior angles are supplementary. And again, this is going to go, get used to it now. I know it's a lot of writing, but that's what's going to go in your reasons column tomorrow. All right, now let's go on the other side. Here's the transversal here. Don't yell it out. What type of angles are the y and the y minus 50 now? Now use your orange transversal here. The y and the y minus 50 are what type of angles for us? 22, what type of angles? Again, they're same side interior. And what's the rule? Are they congruent or supplementary? Nice, John. Thank you. So for this one, I'll do y, oops, plus y minus 50 equals $1.80. And again, when you guys are ready, take your time, solve it. $22 again when you're ready there, stud. 115, good. What's my justification here? Why did you set them equal to 180? 19, what was I given at the beginning? Parallel lines. If I have parallel lines, that implies that. What type of angles were these two? Same side interior. Are supplementary. And I just want to drive home the point from last unit. Whatever abbreviations I use are fair game for you as well on any test or quiz. Okay? Almost done. What do I still need to do according to the directions? I got X, I got Y, I justified everything. Find the measures now of each angle in there. So that's 90. The 2X will also be 90, and you can just write it in here. I didn't put any letters on it, so. Angle Y will be $1.15. And then finally, Y minus 50, 65. Questions? Oh, if you didn't like that diagram, you're not going to like this one. Well, I see my parallel lines. That's nice. And then it looks like any other line. Those are my parallel. And again, you don't have to do this. But everyone see the lines I didn't highlight. Those are going to be my what? Transversals. Take one at a time. I don't know. Do you want to take, I'll take the bottom one here. So here's a transversal. Do you see any types of angles that are formed that may help me find X or Y here? A lot of different ways we could go here. Any different types of angles formed here? Logan, go ahead.
Corresponding X and 70.
Yep. Everyone see? 1, 2, 3, 4. If I slide these 4 down, the X and the 70 will match up. Does everybody see it? Now, that's not the only way out of this. Ready? I could have done it that way. All right. Maybe some of you didn't want to start with X. Maybe you wanted to start with Y instead. What type of angles are these inside right here? Same side. Interior. They should be what? Supplementary or congruent? Okay, so if that's 70, this whole angle should have been 110, and that's 50, and you know what's left over then. Okay, a lot of different ways we could have done this. So X equals 70. Ooh, better justify here. Parallel lines imply, what type of angles did we have? Corresponding angles are, what's the rule? Congruent, yep. So that's now 70. And then I don't know, how do you want to get to Y? There's multiple ways we could get to Y. You know all three add up to what? 180, that's one way to go. Also, ready? Get in this habit too. I know some of you guys just focus on the variables and that's it. It's okay to fill in your diagram with other angles that I don't need. Like if this is 50, anybody know why I know that top angle up there is 50? Why is that angle 50 up there? They're alternate interior with the other 50. And then you could say, oh, maybe some of you may or may not know this, but how many degrees in a triangle? Okay, done. Now I know why. Okay, so don't be afraid to fill in angles that I don't need if it helps you get to the final result. I don't know, how do we want to find Y? Just that it's a straight line, adds to 180? Yeah? Okay, that's fine. So Y will be equal to 180 minus 70 minus 50. And that'll give me 60 degrees. How did I know it equal to 180? Don't give me linear pairs because 3 doesn't make a pair. Well, I didn't do the triangle part. I went right here. Straight angles equal 180. Don't use supplementary. Can't you do that? Because I have 3 angles, not 2. Straight angles equal 180 degrees. If you did the triangle method, interior angles of a triangle, add to 180. That's fine. Okay, I'm done for now. You and your group have numbers 4 and 5 on the next page. I'm going to give you guys 5, 6, 7, however long it takes to do those problems, and then we'll go over them as a class. So work in your group, write good, nice justifications for me. Okay, ready for the this was equal to 18, yes, because what was the relationship between those two? Corresponding angles, and we know they're congruent. So x was equal to 18, yes. All right, for the next one, what was the relationship between the two angles that were in a ratio of 2 to 3? Oh. Great. Great. Great.
Is that no homework? No. That's impossible.
Yeah, I'm writing nominees up right now. Star, cube. I'm not adding anymore. Okay, here's the deal. I write down your nominations. We vote as a class. Top vote getter. If it's that or the Promethean man on the next slide, then you have no homework. Any other nominations here? Let's just go ahead, guys. And then we'll vote here in a second. No, I don't pull that. No. Okay, slide left.
I vote Gerwin. Oh my God, yeah. Oh, what pinwheel is that one? I've never seen pinwheel in my life. Yeah, no, like it's gonna be cute. God, it's so obvious you need this one. Exactly. No one's gonna slide right.
Anything else I should put up here?
Which one is slide right? Which one is slide left? Can you just point the way slide left?
Well, there's slide left is this whole thing goes to the left, and then there's wipe, which is this whole thing clears out to that side.
Oh, no, we're saying every single one.
Okay, let's go here. Any more nominations? This is it? You guys haven't been paying attention here then. Okay, any more noms before we vote? Okay, vote for your own. And again, let's say you vote for one that's not the top vote getter and it's that, you still have homework. Okay, it's not like, oh, I voted for that, so I get no homework. No, it's majority rules in here. Star. Cube. 2 for the cube. Curl. Slide left. Slide right. Genie. Flip. Fade. Clock. Pinwheel. Okay, here we go. So curl comes up. Curls it like, okay. Everyone ready? Curl or Promethean man, no homework. Anything else? Sorry. You ready? The suspense.
I honestly think you're right. I think you're right.
Here we go. Here we go. The old fade. The old fade. Okay, the old fade. All right. All right. Sorry. Okay. Just going back real quick so you know what the deal is. That's just reverse shatter because I went backwards. 72 and 108. 72 and 108. We all good because they were same side interior angles. Oh boy. We could just go back. Yep. Okay, everybody good because I do have to get through one more concept here in the next 5 minutes. 72 and 108, you put, anytime there's numbers in a ratio, what do we always put with them? X's. Put X's with them, please, and then set up your equation from there. Good? Okay, last concept. Auxiliary lines. Hate to break it to you, but in an honors level class, sometimes the diagram won't be good enough. Well, right off the bat, what do I know about my two lines? They're parallel, so you're probably like, okay, no problem. But there are no special types of angles here, and here's why. This one right here, Looks like it's a transversal, right? But what's the problem?
Oh, that's a.
Doesn't go through the other line. So I can't count it as a transversal. And the same thing goes for this one. It's not a transversal, which means, guys, all those angles we talked about in the beginning don't exist here. But if I add in a third line somewhere, that these actually become transversals, now I can talk. So I'm going to add in a third line somewhere. I'm not going to add it there. Okay, I'm going to add in a third line right here. And here's why I'm going to add it right there. Because now, take a look. What can I count this as now? A transversal, because it intersects both of these. And what can I count this one now? As a transversal. And I made that line so it's parallel to the other two. So let's see if we can work our way up to angle X right now. Ready? If that's 50, what's this angle right here have to be? 50. And I'm only going one way here. There's a lot of ways I could accomplish this. All right, now look at these two parallel lines cut by this transversal right here. Anybody see where I could put another 50 degrees? Anybody see where I could put another 50 degrees using these two lines and this transversal? What types of angles are these right here? Well, yep, I like it. I could have said these were corresponding, or these are what here? Alternate interior. Let's keep building. What was that original angle here to begin with? 72. We already know part of it's 50. So what's the other part right above it? 22. Everyone still with me? That's 22. Now turn your attention to these two parallel lines and this transversal. If you don't see it right now, but anybody know the relationship between 22 and X? They're corresponding, and what do you know about them? Or if you didn't see that, you could have put a 22 here because they're what type? Alternate interior, and then say, oh, X and this 22 are what? Vertical. So there's another way I could get to it. X being equal to 22. All right, there is one problem tonight where you have to draw on your auxiliary line. So you got two nights to accomplish this because we're not meeting tomorrow. Yes?
Are they what's